Do it one more time. Da, 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 da. Let's do it one more time. Hi, welcome to Belonger Yoga. I'm Carrie, and welcome to today's practice. So today we're going to be doing a very slow flow, floor-based practice. It's really just something meant to nourish your body, give yourself a little bit of quiet time, a little bit of movement, and a little bit of relaxation all into one. We will be doing some things that we're going to be on our knees for a little bit. So if you want a little bit thicker mat, or maybe double up a mat or get a blanket to put down under your knees, feel free to do that. And towards the end, we are going to be doing a supported bridge posture. So I do recommend having a block. If you don't have a block handy, feel free to grab a blanket or a towel and roll it up to place underneath your low back when we get there, maybe even a pillow or something. If you don't have anything, that's perfectly okay. You can just come into a bridge position without it. It's okay. But anyways, grab the props that you would like today and meet me on the mat. We're going to start in a tabletop position. So we're going to want your hands about shoulder width distance, your knees about hip width distance, your shoulders and wrists in alignment, hips and knees in alignment. And let's just come into a couple of cat-cow movements just to get the body going, okay? We're going to inhale, drop that belly, bring that chest forward, lift up the head, and exhale, round everything back, lifting that back towards the sky, chin towards the chest. Inhale, dropping that belly. Exhaling, rounding the back. Let's do this a few more times. Just start to get a little bit of movement into the body. Let's do this one more time, dropping the belly and rounding the back. And come into a neutral tabletop position. I want you to take your left leg behind you, come up on the ball of your toe, on your toes and the ball of your foot, and really start to stretch out that leg. Push into your hands just a little bit to get a little bit more leverage, just to stretch out the leg here, the left leg, and hold here for 2 breaths. One more. Now step that left leg in between your hands. And we're going to come into a variation of low lunge. It's more of a 90-90 with our legs rather than that traditional lunge here, okay? And we're going to do a little bit here in this position. So place your hands on your thigh. Push your hands into the thigh, shoulders out of the ears, and extend up through the spine. We're just going to stay here for 2 full breaths. Take your left hand and place it on the low back, middle of the low back here. And keep the right hand on the thigh. Inhale, really get some length in the spine. And exhale, twist over to the left. If it's comfortable, you can look out over your left shoulder. And stay here for 2 full breaths. And come back through to center. And this time, place your right hand on your low back, in the middle of that low back, and place your left hand on that thigh. And we're going to open it up, almost like we're into a warrior 2 with the hips. And we're going to twist out over the right side. Okay. And let's stay here for 2 full breaths. Remembering to keep those shoulders out of the ears, relax them down. And come back through to center. Let's take one final breath in this position. And plant the hands and come back into that tabletop. So get yourself into your tabletop position and just do a couple of barrel rolls, just rolling those hips around. Maybe go the other way just for a couple. There we go. And now let's do that on the right side. So extend the right leg back, coming up onto the toes, the ball of that foot, pushing into the hands to get a little leverage and stretching out the back of that right leg. Notice if those shoulders are coming up towards the ears. See if you can roll them down a little bit. One more breath here. And step that right leg between the hands and come up into that variation of a lunge, that 90-90 with your legs here. Hands onto the thigh. Extend the spine nice and long. And let's stay here for 3 full breaths. Again, seeing if we can keep those shoulders out of the ears. I always remind you, because it's one of the things I have to remind myself. The tension wants to creep up there, so rolling them back down. Now place the right hand on the middle of that low back there and the left hand on that thigh, and inhale up, and let's twist over to the right. Ooh. And adjust my feet placement just a little bit. If you lose your balance here, it's okay. One more full breath. Come back through center, and this time place the right hand on the thigh with the left hand on the low back and twist open into that variation of that open hipped warrior 2 in this little 90-90 angle, okay? Stay here for 2 full breaths. And come back through center, 1 breath here. And place the hands back on the mat. And let's just do a couple of barrel rolls again, rolling the hips, go one direction, and then go the other direction. And go ahead and cross the legs and sit back onto the mat. And bring your feet together up close. Bring your feet up together, up close towards into your groin area. Not all the way up, but out a little bit. We're going to come into a butterfly. Okay, so grab onto those ankles if you'd like to. You can even have your hands on the mat, whatever's comfortable. We're going to inhale, really get a little bit of length into that spine. And on the exhale, hinge from those hips and come forward into a little bit of a forward fold over these butterfly legs. And let's stay here for a few breaths. One more. Come back up and extend those legs nice and long, staff position. And have a little bend in your knees and inhale the arms up. And again, hinging from the hips, we're just going to move and fold forward. You can reach your feet, that's great. Maybe your shins. Maybe you want to have your hands on the mat. Whatever's comfortable. We're just going to stay here for a few breaths. Stretching out the legs, a little bit of the hips into the low back. And for this one, we're trying not to round too much. We're really trying to come up out of the hips a little bit, so we're not putting too much tension into that low back. One final breath here. Walk your way back up and scooch forward and go ahead and lie down onto the mat. Keep your legs bent, your knees bent. And from here, we're going to come into what we call dynamic bridge. So let's set ourselves up for bridge, okay? So you're wanting your feet about hip width distance apart, firmly planted on the mat. You can reach down. You probably want to just reach your ankles. You don't want to be way far out or way too close in. So just nice and comfortable distance here. And hands and your arms are down by your side. And this is the setup for bridge. We're going to be pushing into our feet to lift our hips. So for dynamic bridge, we're going to, same thing, push into our feet. We're going to start to lift our hips. And at the same time, we're lifting our arms up overhead. We're going to inhale it up. And exhale, we're going to bring everything nice and slowly back down. Let's do that a few more times. We're going to inhale, arms up overhead, lifting the hips. Exhale, nice and slowly bring everything back down. Try to get a little length in that neck too. You don't want to crunch it all up. So let's inhale, our arms up overhead. See if you can get a little length in the back side of that neck when you do this. Exhale it back down. Inhale everything up, arms up overhead. And exhale back down. Now find the block or whatever you'd like to use underneath your low back for support. So we're going to come into supported bridge. So we're going to push into our feet, inhale the hips up, and on the lowest setting, place that block underneath the sacrum. This is a tiny little spot in your low back. Well, not on your sacrum. I guess it's going to be a little bit above that, but in your low back. You don't want it too low. You don't want it too high. So find the place that's comfortable. And we will be staying here in this supported bridge for 5 full breaths. So this is a beautiful posture if you want to come into, you just need to relax. You want to help reduce any kind of tension or stress. Lifting our hips and our feet and our legs up over our heart is really what's going to help us get into that parasympathetic nervous system. So that's what's going to help us get out of the fight, flight, and into the, it's time to relax mode, okay? So arms out by your side, maybe on your belly. And if you'd like to, you can even close down your eyes and let's just stay here. Again, let's go for 5 full rounds of good deep breaths. Allow that breath to soften the body, unclench anything that's tight. Notice if your face needs to loosen or the tongue release from the roof of the mouth. Let's do one final breath here. And open your eyes and lift those hips and remove that block. Walk the feet out about as wide as the mat. Let the knees come together. And let's stay here for 2 breaths. And bring those knees in towards the chest. Wrap your arms around them. Give yourself a nice big hug here. And when you're ready, meet me in a seated position. Oh, that was a great little practice, a little bit of nourishment for the body, a little bit of slowing down, breath work, and beautiful supported bridge. Supported bridge is great anytime. If you're feeling a little on the frenzied side, supported bridge is a great option to come to if you have the opportunity. And feel free to stay there as long as you like too. You don't have to just do a couple breaths. I'll spend 5-10 minutes in supported bridge. It's such a great posture. Anyway, so thank you for joining me today at this practice. If you are liking what you're seeing, please feel free to like and subscribe, and share it with a friend that you feel might get some value out of that, out of this. I would definitely love to reach more people. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time.